Come down south of us and see if we can make it up the notorious Yeagerup Dunes. They're the largest landlocked mobile dune system in the southern hemisphere. We try on our new Prado and we show you all the surrounding areas of Pemberton, southwest, Western Australia.
That was probably my fault because I wasn't paying attention to what you were doing.
No, you just shouldn't have told me to rev it again.
No, I was already sunk.
Yeah.
As soon as it starts...
What am I doing here?
So when it starts getting stuck, just go back down the hill.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, I'm fucking downhill now, so...
Yeah, it's fine.
You run my mind to the gutter when I try. You don't know what to do, love, it's inside. Just a day away, running blind in the gutter with my face plate. My face plate. Just a day away, running blind in the gutter as I waste away.
We finished work and drove straight to Pemberton. Em had booked us a nice little holiday house for the one night. We took the boat just in case there was a weather window, which we were lucky enough to get 1 day of average weather down at Windy Harbour. If you have a look at our previous video, you'll see Em catch a massive jewfish, which is a highlight of the trip. However, in this video, we're going to show you all around Pemberton, things we love the most, wineries, chocolate factory, Pemberton pools, all the highlights. But start off by Em taking me through an absolute bush route trying to find Pemberton pools. Have a go at this.
We decided to go for a quick walk before dinner and then we realised we were staying like across the road from Pemberton Pool. So we've come down here to have a quick look. Thought it would be a good time to get some photos. It's like just before 7, there's no one here, which usually at this time, especially, I think it's still school holidays, it's usually packed. So yeah, it looks really pretty. Definitely reminds us of Berry Springs in Darwin, except no Crocs. Foot test. It's pretty cold. Thought we'd go bougie tonight. We booked ourselves a night's accommodation, Jaspers, in Pemberton. We'll show you our room. It's actually really cute. Just a cute little room, studio, nice bottle of wine, kitchen, and cute little bathroom out the back. So yeah, keen for a night in the aircon here. What do you reckon? Nice, eh?
Well, we've been in the tent for the last couple of months. It's been 40 degrees every time we come home from work. So we thought we actually haven't had to stay out somewhere for a while. So I booked this place. I'm pretty keen. Just went and parked the boat across the road in front of some dude's house. Knock on the door. It's an old Canadian fella named Bob. You mind to park the boat in front, mate? Because there's no room for parking anywhere. Oh, why don't you just park it in front of that other bloke's driveway? I was like, oh, is anyone home? Oh, I don't think so. Anyway, real nice fella. The more I got talking to him, he's got pretty heavy onset dementia. And he's told us a few things I'm not sure it's true or not. So we shall see how we go with the boat in the morning. So I've just checked into Pemberton. Me and Em have been sleeping out of the tent for the last couple of months. So we thought we'd treat ourselves to a bed, which we haven't done for a while. And it's about 40 degrees today. So very, very nice. Have a bit of aircon. We're just planning our day for tomorrow. We're going to head down to Windy Harbour, go for a bit of a fish, try and get Em onto a bit of a dewy. But we're treating ourselves to a bit of a drink because we've been off the grog for a while. I had a bit of a big night about a month ago where I made a bit of an idiot of myself, which I might show you a bit of footage later on. But we're going to have a few wines. There's a restaurant attached to this building we might go to. So we're kind of glamping or just doing an actual holiday rather than our general day-to-day camping lifestyle. But we got this bottle of wine off a mate in a winery called Baracus, which is just outside of Donnybrook. We ran into someone we'd never met before. Her name was Karri. Got on like a house on fire. It was like a person we'd known our whole life. And she gave us a few wines to sample and we loved all of them. We ended up buying this bottle, which is a type of grape they only make in Italy, and she's one of the only people to grow it in Australia. And yeah, we're gonna give it a go, and cheers. All right, E's going in for the sip. Holy Jesus.
Just rocked up to this tree near Pemberton, which we thought was just one of those ones you look at, Bicentennial Tree. It's a climbing one. It's so high.
Sketch.com.
Keeps going. No, you're gonna go out from underneath this thing. Liking boots.
So we just had a miniature Barney about climbing up this tree, but he made it halfway up. I look back, where are you? I'm going down. Like, well, you've got the phone.
Oh, it's so high and there's nothing
I've got
underneath.
tiny,
Through.
tiny shorts, no jocks, nowhere to hold a phone or keys or anything, so it made everything. Anyway, we get to the first section. As you can see, pretty spec. I was like, come on, up to the next one. No, I'm not going up to the next one. No, I'm not going up to... Come on, just have a go. No. Gives up. Well, you can't actually go up to the next section. They've chopped it all off. Only to there. So you could jump on the roof and sneak up, which I would, but Emma's...
If you have a death wish. I don't like how these wobble when you stand on them.
It's a good little camping hack when you run out of dishes or you don't want to do the dishes and you're at the end of your cereal. A bit of milk, cereal in here, roll the thing back.
Next stop was Silkwood Estate. With the winds up and no fishing happening today, we thought we'd try our luck at trying to swap some fish for some wine, some chocolates, and anything else we could find on the road. E on the drink, a couple of reds. We'll see how she goes later on.
That was actually a really cute winery. That was Silkwood Wines in Pemberton. Their wine was really nice. We didn't have any that we were like, tastes a little bit funny. You know when they have that aftertaste? So we bought a couple of bottles, as you do. Traded him some fish for a heavy discount, so that was really good. Yeah, now we're going to go to the chocolate shop, which he recommended to us, but also other what people have as well. Chocolate and truffle. So we've never actually had truffle fresh. So that's
yeah, truffle oil on steaks and that, which tastes like shit, I reckon. But
no, I like it.
we'll have a bit of OG truffle, the one the pigs kind of right out of the ground, and let you know, hoping to just continue to trade fish for the rest of the expenses, because generally when we travel, we try and spend bugger all so that we can have more outdoor activities and fun stuff. But because it's windy and yuck weather, we're doing a few indoor eats, wines, nice stuff, all the stuff he loves. So if we can trade that for fish and get to know the owners and actually have a full-on experience, which is similar to what we just did, I'd much prefer that.
One-way farm tracks with the new setup is getting a bit tricky, but we will make it work.
For chocolate.
What are we going for, eh?
Sticky there. This is custom hot chocolate, a mix of caramel chocolate and dark chocolate with almond milk, and this is the marshmallow.
Now I've got a 70% dark chocolate mix, and Emma, who never orders a hot chocolate just because I got one, had to get one herself.
Lime choc.
Extremely rare occasion where I have something sweet, but we went to a chocolate shop. We're actually going to stay there the night. Tried to trade them some fish for another good deal.
They don't eat fish.
I don't like eating fish. People who don't like eating fish, like I don't think fish tastes as good as a lamb or a steak or anything like that. I actually prefer all of those over fish. But fish is so good for you. And especially if it's something you don't go and collect often like us, it's normally a bit of a treat, especially if someone gives it to you. Anyway. Eat the rest. I don't want. Original bite. Wasn't too impressed. After a few chews, quite nice.
it taste like?
It's like a moussey,
Peppermint.
nougaty. Yeah, I don't know. Why not? It's fine.
This
Yeah,
one,
that's all I'm having. Em's had 3/4 of mine, and then Em's got a whole bucket of her own.
sticky date. So
Oh,
I've
God.
never had sticky date shot.
Straight into another one. Oh, I don't want it.
This is actually delicious.
Said to the bloke, he's like, "Oh, you're gonna have yours later on," which I said yes, even though I just had it now. That was my plan. He goes, "Oh, you got good self-control," and I go, "Yeah, Em's got none." He's like, "Oh, she wouldn't mind hearing that." And then Em goes, "No, I literally have no self-control. These aren't gonna last the trip to the winery that we're going to."
Which is 10 minutes away.
I just said to Em, $10 if you can guess what that white animal is dunking its booty in the air. As you can see, a very nice dunk.
What is it?
Good guess. A swan. A swan. Oh, damn, she is going in for the gulp. What do you reckon? What flavours?
Bubbly, fruity.
Tannin?
Tannins, not even one.
Em just tips in water to a wine glass to rinse it between drinks. Fair. And then next.
Exactly what you meant to do. I set up like it was out on a lake with swans in it. Yeah, the wines were okay. They weren't too bad. It was quite expensive. The minimum price per bottle was like $50-$60, and you had to pay for the tasting on top of that. $20 each, compared to Silkwood, which we think the wines were actually better. And I think the tasting was free. We bought a couple of bottles anyway, but they were like $60 for 2 bottles. So better wines and better price.
He was firing up like a old boomer, divorced boomer, just being told that her dinner's going to be 5 minutes late. So she was.
No, I just think it's wineries, when they make you pay for tasting, I think that's fine. If you don't buy anything, you should have to pay. But if you buy a bottle of wine, that's the whole point.
$56 for a bottle and $20 each for the tasting. So
yeah, so it was like $100.
which I reckon is, well, I don't care about the money. Like, it's a fun experience. Whatever,
Yeah, it was
but
nice.
pretty steep. Yeah, pretty steep. Some wineries are free and you can get 2 or 3 bottles, $15-$20
For that,
each.
yeah. And they're nice. Like the wines were okay. They weren't knock your socks off. If you've got only time for one, Silkwood or that Ampersands, Silkwood. Silkwood was better set up too, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, both are nice, but that's just our thoughts. Now we're headed back towards Pemberton. We're going to stay at the chocolate shop, which is kind of random, but yeah, the guy offered us to leave the boat there and camp out the back of that, so we were like, sweet. On the way back is Karri Valley, so we're going to have a look there. There were heaps of cars there when we drove past, and heaps of kids, which is kind of like a red flag for us. We don't tend to go there when they're packed out with kids. And also Beedelup Falls, which has been recommended, so we'll check both of those out as well on the way back towards Pemberton.
Em's just starting to get a bit tipsy, so we'll keep the fun times running and try and get another bottle into it.
Made it to Karri Valley Resort. This is actually Lake Beedelup. We thought it was Karri Valley for some reason. Big, beautiful lake, heaps of cute little chalets in the trees that you can stay in, or a big campground across the road. It's about 15-20 minutes out of Pemberton. Perfect for kids and families, which there's heaps of here, so it's not really our cup of tea, but if you have kids that you want to take on holidays, this would be an awesome spot to come. Water's actually quite warm. I had a little dip test before and it was actually quite nice. But yeah, pretty busy this time of year, being summertime down here, pretty packed, but yeah, cute spot to visit.
Played Guess the Bird again. Em's had another crack saying a swan.
I was kidding. Beedelup Falls, so this is the walkway all the way along here around the whole thing, and then I don't know if you can still see it like over there. Yeah, and all the way down here. This is just the start of it, like the top, but yeah, we're gonna head down and have a look down here.
Pretty good.
Oh, bit bloody shaky. Who will win? Pick your player.
Let's have a quick friendly game. Full on cracking it. You're a dog, so I'm cheating. Just towed her up in a couple of very easy sets. Comes up to me. Sometimes I fucking hate you. Biggest sore loser I've ever met.
Only because you.
I don't even
Whatever.
say anything.
Turkish Delight. Looks very nice. Anyone that wonders.
You'll like it no matter what it is.
No, it's really good Turkish Delight. It's very fresh Turkish.
What's in a
Delight.
Turkish delight? What's the Turkish?
That's the big bit is called Turkish Delight.
Yeah, but what is it?
Rose water and gelatin probably. Like I said before, I have got zero self-control, so I'm having another one.
This was meant to be spaced out over a few sessions, but it's just all one.
It's not going to happen. This one is an Italian one. He said it's like hazelnut, milk chocolate. What else? I can't remember, but it was like fancy Nutella, hazelnut chocolate thing. Here's what it looks like. It's like a really nice Ferrero Rocher.
We're at the mighty Yeagerup Dunes. We thought we better pay for one of the passes we always pay for every single day we go camping somewhere. So we're just about to do the Yeagerup Dunes. Yeagerup, don't know how to say it. Chucking the tyres down. These are going to be one of the best things we've ever bought. If you haven't bought them, I don't think the brand matters, but get them. They just let your tyres down automatically to what PSI you want. We're going to 12 PSI. Hopefully that's enough. We haven't taken this car four-wheel driving yet, so we'll see how it goes. The front right tyre scrubs against the guard, which I tried to heat mould it the other day so that it wouldn't scrub and actually made it worse. So I might have to take that guard off once the tyres are flat, because it's probably going to rub more, but we'll wait and see. Probably replace that with a chain or something so I don't have to cut into the car. But let's see how the old girl goes, eh? Now I've had a bit of a debacle where I've actually lost one of these, which makes me think, when you're letting your tyres down, where do you leave the cap? When it's not windy, I like to leave it right in front, otherwise I'll lose them. If it's windy, I put them in my pocket. Yet I still always seem to lose them from now and then.
In your pocket, all of them.
So we've got a heap of spares that we just keep in the centre console for the trailer and all that. But where do you keep them so that you don't lose them? Even if I put them in my pocket, I'll put them somewhere I know. They seem to go missing from time to time. So let us know the best place to put them, which I don't think there is actually an answer that will help us not lose them. So E's lost the Camp Boss thing. What punishment should she have?
No, I didn't lose it. It was 4 when I put them back. You got them out, and now they're lost, so it's not me.
So I've lost them, apparently.
Yeah. A little follow-up to that missing Camp Boss story. It was found here, on the driver's seat. So the driver's lost it, pinned it on me. Always the case. Anyway, we found it. That's all that matters. And also, I was right. Pretty easy. Not that hard.
This track's going down there.
Yeah, it said not to though.
Did it?
Yeah, it said staying between the markers.
bit of hill that's given us any trouble. It's not even giving us trouble, but it's just all rutted out. We've come at the end of school holidays, so there's a couple of big dips. Not really.
So we made it over the dunes. We're standing here now. This is Warren River, Warren Beach, and then back up there a bit further is Yeagerup Beach. The dunes weren't too bad. There was a few patches where it's a bit bumpy and rutted out, but otherwise it was pretty good. There's no one else down here. Like, it's pretty much got it to ourselves, just the birds. A little bit windy because we're on a WA beach, of course. But yeah, pretty epic spot. Definitely worth the drive over.
We've got E behind the wheel now, doing a bit of beach driving. So we're down on Warren Beach, the bottom of Yeagerup Dunes. No one around. We've gone past maybe like 2 or 3 cars on the track, and we've seen about 2 people camping. It's about to turn around, but we saw something on the beach in a distance, which looks like a massive shipwreck or big donger or something. I'm not sure if you can see it.
About to be in an episode of
Like
Lost.
a train. Wait, stop focusing on that fucking thing.
Wait.
So, we're going to go and inspect it and see what it is. Still can't tell. Is it a...
It's just 3 utes camping.
Oh,
But they're all together, so it looked like a real big one. It's about to head back up. We'll show you some drone footage because it looks really cool from above. We got down here, no worries, but we'll see how we go getting back up. Obviously, uphill's way harder. And I'm going to try driving. Good luck.
Alright, go into reverse. Slow. That was probably my fault because I wasn't paying attention to what you were doing.
No, you just shouldn't have told me to rev it again. When
No, I was already sunk.
Sunk. Yeah.
As soon as it
So?
starts,
What am I doing here?
so when it starts getting stuck, just go back down the hill.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Well, I'm fucking downhill now,
Yeah,
so.
it's fine. And yeah, first thing, max tracks is like the very, very last thing because you got to dig it out with your arms, you got to let the tyres down more, and then maybe max tracks.
Well, I don't know. I'm asking.
Yeah, so if you ever feel like you're getting stuck, especially on top of a hill, you're better off probably just backing down because that's the only place you
I
can
nearly fucking made it though. It's
You
very
did-
close.
You were. But that very tip is like where it's like this, so that's where you're gonna get stuck. Just got stuck, first time in the new car,
Em's a bit worked up, but it's all good. We got out there in a couple minutes thanks to some help from another bloke.
Can I keep going?
And we're going to hit the road. Em wants to get out of here.
Ration, hey?
So this is the famous Yeagerup Dunes, which everyone gets stuck at, bogged, needed to be snatched out, whatever. We already went up it at the start. We didn't even have the diff locked. We didn't have really anything set up as we thought it should be. We were going at like 20 k's and just rolled up. We thought there might be another dune, but now E-Dog's gonna go down at 120 kilometers an hour and see how quick she can get to the bottom.
Send it.
It's a bit bumpy, but not really much to it. We've come at the end of school holidays, so it's probably been absolutely ripped up by first-time four-wheel drivers. Not that we're experts at all. We got bogged today, so
Me?
he did. But that's all part of the fun. Just don't get worked up. Hey,
Who's that aimed at?
don't get worked up and just get through it. But yeah, recommend going and checking this out. It's a fun little track, pretty easy. Get some cool views, especially as you come down onto the beach. And then I think you can drive all the way up and down the beach to other tracks around Windy Harbour and then back up towards Augusta. So that's something we'll check out another time, but we don't really have the fuel for it. And as you can see, when you're driving in full drive and all that, it absolutely loves using 30 litres per 100 on average. So
We had our tyres at 10 psi as well, which pretty low, but for sand driving probably not that bad. So just some info for you, and it probably took like, do you reckon an hour there, an hour back?
Oh, nah, probably.
Maybe 45 minutes?
Yeah. With no traffic, so it was, yeah, we didn't really see anyone. Now coming back, it's 10 past 11 and there's a few people. I think there was the Pemberton Troopy that does tours going down there. He was feeding it. But yeah, pretty easy track. Chuck the tyres down, bring your max tracks, cruise on through. But yeah, a few little bumps, but nothing too bad. Just take it easy. And I reckon it would be definitely worth camping down there and chucking a drone out to do some fishing on the beach, because I'd say it's pretty extremely untouched. But as standard Western Australia, it is windy as. So yeah. Em's a little bit worked up still, so I'm just going to give her some of her medicine. This. If I ate this right now, literally,
This one,
relationship could have been over.
honey and macadamia.
Going in for the bite. Oh, damn.
Very nice. Try some.
Any textures of some sort? Yeah, I might actually have
A little bit of crunch in there, very nice and honey, sweet, smooth. Delicious.
What was your favourite chalk?
That one or Sticky Dave?
You got the compulsory after car swipe. If you haven't got a brush, chuck one in your car. Absolute life hack. Pumping the tyres back up to 40. What do we usually run them at, when we go on the beach? 15. When it's real soft, we go down to 10. What do we like for dirt tracks?
20.
Nice. Now, that means if you're not doing exactly what we say, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Like every four-wheel driver has an opinion. No, we don't really give a fuck. Run them low so you don't get stuck. You are kidding me. After I made that video before about how not to lose one,
You fucking lost it.
I'm going to go back over where we pumped him up. Let him down.
No, I put them all in there. They were four in there when I was bad.
No, not the pumpers and knob.
Oh.
They better be over here and will not let me hit the end of this. She does not give me a break when I lose shit. which is pretty fair because it's quite regular, but this one is pretty poor form. I was literally making a video saying how I won't lose it. This is where I've pumped up. Fingers crossed. Somewhere around there. Oh, fucking oath. It's hard to grab it when looking through the camera. Barney 20 for the day, avoided. Maybe. We'll see if she's got anything to say, which I'm sure she does. I'll tell her I couldn't find it. Couldn't find it. Yeah, I don't know where that other one went, but what do you reckon? Doesn't seem to care that much.
I got another battle in me. Oh, come here.
Am's just hooked another monster. The lure's only got 2 hooks on it as well, because the last one, I reckon it was a massive ray. She handed it to me and it was, I don't know, it felt heavy, but I was trying to help her out, do some other things around the boat. Then she hooked the Dewey on my rod. And by the time I got around to giving her a hand, a couple of head shakes snapped off and I wheeled it in. What do we call in here, eh?
Dewey.
You reckon?
I hope. Oh,